Good day. So now I will discuss to you the answers for our semi-final exam. So let's start with the true or false. First question, the main difference of merchandising business from servicing business is the existence of merchandise inventory. So yan naman talaga yung main difference ng dalawang types of business. So answer natin dyan is true. Next, in merchandising business, the main source of revenue is the sale of merchandise. Answer is true. The gross profit, ano yun? The gross profit from sale is equal to sales minus cost of sales. Yes, answer is true. Purchases of items other than which form part of inventory and intended for sale in normal course of business are recorded as purchases. So, answer natin dito is false. Kasi ang sabi sa statement, purchases of items other than. So, maliban doon sa mga naging part ng inventory which is intended for sale are recorded as purchases. So, hindi natin nire-record as purchases yung mga items na binibili. Like for example, equipment. Hindi purchases yung ginagamit natin. Yung ginagamit natin account title kung ano talaga yung binili natin. So, be mindful dun sa mga words other than those. So, yung answer natin dito is false. Next, freight-in expense is an operating expense. No, freight-in is part of the cost. So, answer natin dyan is false. Next, generally, sales are recorded only when the sale is on cash basis. So, again, kung babalikan natin yung ating accrual accounting, we record income when earned regardless, regardless of when received. Kahit na hindi pa tayo nakakakuha ng bayad. So, we record it. So, answer dito is false. Next, transportation expense under FOB destination paid by the buyer under collect arrangement is the expense of the buyer. So again, FOB destination, naki-seller pa din yung ownership upon shipment. So ibig sabihin, yung transportation expense is kay seller. Therefore, ang answer natin dito is false. Next, sales return will decrease the total net sales for the period. So, answer natin dito is true. So, ang nandun sa forms nyo is false. Dapat true yung answer natin dito. So, adjust ko na lang yung mga scores nyo later. Next, a debit note issued by the supplier to the buyer will decrease the payable of the buyer. So, answer natin dito is false. Kasi yung ini-issue ng supplier is not debit note. Credit note yung kanyang ini-issue kay buyer para magbawasan yung payable. Next, if the seller grants an allowance for the reported defective merchandise, the seller has to issue a credit note to the buyer for the corresponding amount. Answer is true. Transportation expenses on the sale of merchandise are recorded as freight out and reported as cost as part of cost of sales. So again, kapag transportation or tinatawag natin na freight out, that is from the sale of merchandise, that is a selling expense or tinatawag natin OPEX. So, hindi siya part ng cost of sales. So, answer natin dyan is false. Goods in transit under FOB shipping point arrangement are part of the seller's inventory. So, kapag shipping point, in transit. So, kapag in transit, ibig sabihin niya in transit, papunta na, no? Papunta na yung goods. Or for example, nasa gitna na siya ng dagat. In-ship na. So, ibig sabihin, di ba, under FOB shipping point, the moment na ma-ship yung item or yung goods, magta-transfer na yung ownership dapat kay buyer. Answer natin dyan is false. Freight expenses under FOB destination arrangement are recorded in the book of the buyer as cost of sales. So again, kapag FOB destination, dapat ang magbabayad ng freight is si seller. So therefore, walang pakialam si buyer dito. So on the part of the buyer, wala siyang entry para dito. Kasi nga, si seller lang naman ang may concern. So, for this question, answer natin is false. Transportation expense under FOB shipping point paid by the buyer is an expense of the buyer. Yes, kasi nga shipping point si buyer yung magbabayad. Therefore, kanyang expense yun. So, answer natin dyan is true. Next question. As a rule, cash discount is given only when the accounts are fully paid within the discount period. So, that is true. No? Unless, dun sa agreement nila ng term of giving discount, pwede yung partial payment. Pero generally, cash discount is given kapag na fully paid na yung utang within the discount period given. Answer natin dito is true. The amount of purchase discount is computed based on net accounts payable and not on net purchases. Yes, answer natin dyan is true. Kasi nga, in case na merong mga sales returns, so doon naman talaga natin binabase sa accounts payable, hindi sa net purchases. Kasi kapag sinabi natin net purchases, nabawasan na ng returns and nabawasan na ng discount. So, magbe-base yung discount natin sa net accounts payable. Next, all credit sales are recorded in the same manner regardless of whether the discount or the available discount is taken or not. Yes, nire-record natin magkapareho lang. Pareho lang yung pagka-record natin ng credit sales. Nakuha man or nakuha man hindi yung ating tawag dito, yung discount. Kasi nga, magre-record naman tayo ng discount kapag nabayaran na tayo. So, answer natin dyan is true. Next, the sales returns and allowances account is a contra-revenue account. Yes, answer natin is true. A trade discount is taken in the book of the seller as expense. Again, kapag we do not record it, answer is false. Next, if a customer buys merchandise after taking a cash discount with the payment, the customer will receive credit equal to the original invoice value of the merchandise. So, sabi dito, kapag meron daw sinauli si customer na merchandise, pero nabayaran niya na at nakakuha siya ng discount bago niya sinauli, no? So, hindi yung original invoice value ng merchandise yung makukuha niya, 'di ba, no? Sinauli sa atin, ibabalik natin yung pera niya. For example, worth 10 pesos yung isinauli niya. So, hindi 10 pesos yung ibabalik natin sa kanya. Dapat mabawasan muna ng discount. Kasi nga, binigyan naman natin siya ng discount. So, answer natin dito is false. So, next, dito na tayo sa ating multiple choice na theory. The following discounts are usually recorded in the journal and posted to the ledger except. So, sana yun, hindi na makita sa ating monitor. So, ang answer natin dito is except kasi pakibantayan yung ating mga words, yung mga words na ginagamit. So, ibig sabihin, answer natin dyan, hindi natin nire-record is yung trade discount. Next, which of the following is period cost that is not directly related to revenue earned? So, not directly related to revenue earned is none of the choices. Next, which of the following is the income representing the difference between the sales and cost of sales? So, alam natin lahat yan. Answer is gross profit. Next, this cost includes the purchase price of goods and the related expenses incurred to prepare the goods ready for sale. So, purchase price ng goods and yung sinasabi na ditong related expenses, yan yung freight in. So, yung makukuha natin dyan is, so yung first answer ko dito kanina is cost of goods available for sale, but I think I have to change my answer the cost of purchases. Kasi kung cost of goods available for sale yung answer natin, dapat meron tayong beginning inventory, tapos i-add natin yung ating net purchases bago natin makuha yung cost of goods available for sale. So, change ko yung answer ko to cost of purchases. That is the purchase price and the related expenses incurred. Yun. So, cost of purchases yung answer natin. Next is, which of the following is reported as part of the operating expenses? So, answer natin is rate out. Next question, which of the following is reported as selling expense? So, yung selling expense natin dito is a freight out, obviously. Next, in which of the following arrangement does freight become the expense of the buyer? So, answer is FOB shipping point, freight collect. Kasi yung destination, seller naman, yung magbabayad nun. Next, one of the following accounts will not affect the amount of cost of goods available for sale except. So dito, pakitingnan one of the following accounts will not, pakibilugan, affect the amount of cost of goods available for sale except, pakibilugan din yung except. Those two words are negative, kumbaga. So, kapag tinanggal natin yung dalawa, ang magiging labas, one of the following accounts will affect the amount of cost of goods available for sale. So, ano ba dito yung makakaapekto sa ating cost of goods available for sale? So, that is a freight in. So, ganun dapat tayo pag nagbabasa tayo ng questions, bantayan natin yung mga negative na mga terms like not, except, other than, none. So, answer is freight in. This discount is granted because of bulk buying. So, bulto yung pagbili. Binibigay itong discount na ito. So, ang tawag dito is trade discount. Next, which of the following will increase the gross profit of the merchandising inventory? So, kailan daw? Or saan dito sa choices yung mag increase yung ating gross profit? So, Answer is decrease in purchase return. Since purchase return is binabawas natin, ano? So, answer natin dito is increase in purchase discount. So, yung answer natin sa form is mali yun. Change ko yun. Ang answer dapat natin is increase in purchase discount. Kasi kapag nag-increase yung ating purchase discount, ang mangyayari is, so ganito yung mangyayari. Meron tayong purchases dito. Tapos ito yung purchase discount. Kapag tumaas tong purchase discount, syempre binabawas natin yan para makuha yung net purchases. So kapag tumaas itong o kapag nag-increase itong purchase discount na ito, syempre malaki yung ibabawas mo. Mangyayari sa net purchases mo, bababa yan o magde-decrease. So ngayon, kung ano yung effect sa net purchases mo, direct yung magiging effect din niya sa cost of sales or sa cost of goods sold. So bababa din ito. Kung liliit ito, 'di ba binabawas mo yun sa sales mo, ibig sabihin tataas yung gross profit mo. Kaya yung answer natin for this question is increase in purchase discount. Next, multiple choice problem solving. The total assets of X firm is 350,000, of which 50,000 is accounts receivable. Subsequently, 20,500 of accounts receivable was collected. What is the new balance of its total assets? So, since both accounts, the cash account and the accounts receivable are both from the assets, yun ba yung magiging enter natin yan? We debit cash and then we credit accounts receivable. So, ganun pa din yung total assets natin. 350,000 pesos. Next problem, net assets or the capital of Y was 125,000 pesos. The accounts payable of 11,700 was paid. What is the new balance of Y's net assets? So, kung babalikan natin yung ating basic account equation, ang mangyayari dito, meron na tayong net assets or capital na 125,000. Kasi net assets, that is asset less liability. So, parang ganun pa din, capital. So, sabi dito 125 daw yung net assets or capital ng business or ni Y. So, meron siyang accounts payable. So, na binayaran. Ibig sabihin itong ating liability na ito mababawasan ng 11,700 or ituhin na lang natin. 11,700. Kung mababawasan ito, kasi magbabayad tayo. At the same time, sa pagbayad natin, mababawasan din yung asset natin. Babawasan ito ng 11,700 pesos kasi yung entry natin yan, debit tayo, accounts payable, credit tayo ng cash. Ibig sabihin, ang balance ng ating net asset is ganun pa din, 125,000 pesos. Kasi yung effect naman, dito na, sa liability, bawas din yung assets. So, wala yung effect sa ating capital. So, again, yung answer natin is 125,000 pesos. Next question. The total liability of A is 150,000, of which 80,000 was paid in cash. 80,000 was paid in cash and 10,000 was issued with a promissory note. The question is, the new balance of A's liability is, so sabi sa problem, liability daw is 150,000, of which 80,000 daw yung binayaran. So kung 80,000 yung binayaran, 80,000 was paid in cash and 10,000 was issued with a promissory note. So ibig sabihin yung magiging entry natin dyan is debit tayo ng accounts payable, 80 and 10. So that is 90,000. Tapos nagbayad ng cash, 80. Pero yung 10, nag-issue ng promissory note. Ibig sabihin, layab pa din. Pero iba lang yung nature niya kasi ito may term na 10,000 pesos. So kung tatanungin tayo kung magkano yung liability, so that is 150. Bawasan natin ng 90. Tapos add natin ulit yung notes payable na 10,000 pesos. So ang answer natin dyan is 70,000 pesos. So parang hindi lang din ah, binayaran yung 10 kasi nga naging notes payable naman siya. Ayan, 70,000 yung answer natin. Next, the cost of services is 60% of service income. If the service income is 750, what is the gross profit? So, dito, yung pag-solve natin, yung formula natin, service income, ibawas natin yung ating cost of services bago natin makuha yung ating gross profit. So, ganito siya. Service income natin is 750. Sabi sa problem, cost of services daw natin is 60% ng ating service income. 60% nito. So, magkano yung 60% niyan para makuha natin yung ating gross profit? So, 750,000 times 60%, that is 450,000. So, bawas natin, ibig sabihin, yung gross profit natin is 300,000 pesos. Or pwede din, yung pag-solve natin, since 60% ito, ibig sabihin, ito is 100%, ito is 40%. So, pwede din, ang gawin nyo, 750,000 times 40%. So, makukuha nyo pa din yung answer na 300,000 pesos. The cost of services is 75% of service income. The gross profit is 50%. How much is the service income? So, ganun pa din yung ating formula. So, sabi sa problem, cost of services natin is 75% ng service income. Ito, 100%. Tapos, yung gross profit daw is 50,000 pesos. So, paano yung ngayon yan? Ang question is ito, magkano daw to? So, again, lagi ko sinasabi, kapag yung amount, dinivide nyo siya sa kanyang sariling percentage, makukuha nyo yung 100%. So, kung ganito, ibig sabihin yung gross profit natin is 25%. So, that is 50,000 divided by 25%. Ang answer niyan is 200,000 pesos. So, ito yung sagot natin, 200,000 pesos. So, next tayo, dito tayo sa next problem na. Under the conventional accounting of a service business, the operating income is 120,000. The operating expenses amount to 150,000. So, what is the total operating revenue? So next problem, wait. Available data pertaining to results of operation, net operating income, other income, OPEX. What is the service income of the servicing business? So ganito yung magiging formula niya. Service income, add natin yung other income, and operating expenses bawas. Makuha natin yung net operating income. So yung net operating this is service income. Ang net operating income natin, basic given is 180,000 pesos. Meron tayong other income of 5,000 pesos. And then meron tayong operating expense of 300,000 pesos. So ang question, magkano daw yung ating service income? So kapag ganyan, again, magsisimula tayo sa baba. 180,000, i-add natin yung 300, ibawas natin yung 5,000. So makuha natin sagad dyan is 475,000 pesos. Okay. Kaya answer natin is 475,000 pesos. Next problem. Servicing business using non-conventional reporting income has 600,000 service revenue. The cost of service is 80% of service revenue and operating expense is 25% of gross income. What is the operating income? So baka gusto nyo magtanong kung ano pinagkaiba ng conventional reporting sa non-conventional reporting. So, dito sa conventional reporting, yung kanina, ang pinagkaiba lang nun is yung mga expenses natin, sineseparate yung operating expenses. Ibig sabihin, yung mga ginastos natin sa operations, sineseparate yung mga expenses natin na hindi galing sa operations. Like, for example, nangutang tayo sa bangko tapos meron tayong binayaran na interest or nagkaroon tayo ng interest expense. So, yung expense na yun, na-incur yun dahil sa financing activities natin. So, hindi yun sa operations. So, sineseparate yun siya. So, ganun yun sa conventional. Sineseparate yung nature ng ating expenses. Like if OPEX, OPEX lang talaga. Kapag expenses not related to the operations, sineseparate siya. So, ganun lang yung kanyang um, rationale, kumbaga. So, gawa tayo ng ating formula. Based sa given natin. We have service revenue, bawas natin yung cost ng service, makukuha natin yung gross income or gross profit na tinatawag, and then bawas natin yung operating expense bago natin makuha yung operating income. So based sa given, meron tayong service revenue of 600,000 peso, pesos. The cost of service is 80%. So 80% daw ito ng ating service revenue. So 80% ng ating 600 is 480,000 pesos. So kung ibabawas natin yan, makukuha natin yung gross income na 120,000 pesos. And then sabi sa problem, yung operating expenses daw is 25% ng gross income. So ang 25% ng 120 is 30,000 pesos. So kung bawas nyo yan, yung ating operating income, which is the requirement, is equal to 90,000 pesos. Next, B issued 11,000 check to pay its loan together with the interest of 1,000. the liability of B is decreased by, so yung liability lang naman niya is hindi sinabi. So 11,000 yung check, pero 1% dun is interest yung binayaran niya. Kaya hindi yun utang, yung interest kasi lalabas yun na interest expense. Ibig sabihin yung liability niya lang na nag-decrease is 10,000. So answer natin diyan is 10,000 pesos. Kung magtatanong kayo ano yung entry natin, debit tayo na accounts payable 10,000, another debit of interest expense 1,000, credit tayo ng cash in bank kasi cheque of 11,000 pesos. Pero yung answer natin is 10,000 pesos. The ledger account is in servicing shows the following. So what is the cash balance? Okay, hindi ko na alam kung nasabi ko na ba kanina. So dito tayo. Ang question sa atin yung cash balance natin. So meron tayo ditong accounts receivable, that is syempre under assets 250. Given ito liabilities natin meron tayong for accounts payable 200,000 and then meron tayong capital of 100,000 pesos. Binigay din sa atin dito yung ating revenue tsaka yung expenses. So papakompute niya talaga yung ating net income. Expenses is 350,000 pesos. Ibig sabihin meron tayong net income na 150,000 pesos. So kapag ganun, itong net income, kino-close natin yan sa capital, ina-add natin yan dito. So ibig sabihin, yung ating capital is 250 and then as is yung ating liability na 200,000 pesos. And then, ang question kasi, magkano daw yung cash? So aside sa accounts receivable, meron tayong cash. So kapag in-add natin to, ito yung total assets natin, 200 plus 250, that is 450,000. So para makuha natin yung cash, 450 bawas natin yung 50, ibig sabihin yung cash natin is 200,000 pesos. Ayan so answer is 200,000 pesos. Next, Pretty charges 3.75 per kilogram of laundry services done. The cost of laundry supplies consumption is 0.25 per kilogram of laundry done. The total service revenue for the period is 2,812 and 50 centavo. The cost of supplies consumed is, so ang tanong sa atin, cost of supplies. So ito yung ating service revenue na given, which is 2,812.50. Sabi dito, ang tanong lang naman, cost, no? Total cost ng supplies na nagamit natin. So sabi sa problem, yung china-charge daw for for every kilogram ng natapos is 3.75 per kilogram. So kung ito yung total, tapos tag 3.75 daw yung per kilogram, dapat makuha natin yung kung ilang kilogram no yung service done. So ito, divide natin sa 3.75. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong 750 kilograms ng laundry na natapos. So, supplies naman yung tanong, cost of supplies. So, times natin sa 0.25. Yung answer natin dyan is 187,000 and 50 centavo. 187.50 centavo. Next, for every 500 worth of services rendered to customers, beauty has to pay 300 salary expense and 6 pesos for the supplies. Beauty's service income is 250,000. So, ang question is, magkano daw yung operating income? So, again, to compute the operating income, service income lang, bawas natin lahat ng expenses. At yun, makakuha na natin yung operating income. So, dito sa problem, ang sabi dito, for every 500 worth of services rendered to customer, dun siya magbabayad ng salary and supplies. So, yan yung magiging formula natin. Service income less salaries less supplies is equal to operating income. Sabi sa problem, 300 daw yung binabayad natin. For every 500 ng service rendered natin. Tapos dito is 6. So, kailangan natin i-divide ito sa 500 para malaman natin kung ilang beses o ilang 500 yung nangyari. So, 250,000 divided by 500, that is 500. So, sabihin, 300 times 500 times kasi nagkaroon ng service rendered. So, 300 times 500, that is 150,000. And then, 6 times 500. Again, yung 500 galing dito. So, answer niyan is 3,000 pesos. Ibig sabihin, yung operating income natin, 250 less 153,000. Sabihin, meron tayong operating income na 97,000 pesos.